The last patient. I've been a night shift nurse at Memorial Hospital for 6 years now. You get used to the quiet halls, the dim lights, the occasional code blue. But what happened last Tuesday night? I still can't explain it. I still can't sleep. It started during my regular rounds in the geriatric wing. Room 437 had been empty for weeks after Mrs. Chen passed, so when I saw the call light on, I assumed it was a malfunction. We'd been having electrical issues all month, lights flickering, monitors glitching, nothing major. But there it was, steady red, calling for attention. I checked my tablet. No patient assigned to 437. No scheduled maintenance. Nothing. The logical part of my brain said to call maintenance, but something pulled me toward that room. Maybe it was professional instinct, maybe it was curiosity. Now I wish I'd just walked away. The door was closed, which was odd. We keep empty rooms open. The handle felt ice cold against my palm, and when I pushed it open, the hinges creaked, another abnormality, considering our maintenance team's obsession with WD-40. The room was dark except for the faint glow of monitoring equipment that should have been turned off. And there in the bed was a shape under the blankets. My heart nearly stopped. "Hello," I called out, reaching for the light switch. It didn't work. The shape moved slightly. A soft, rattling breath filled the room. I pulled out my phone's flashlight, telling myself this had to be a mix-up. Maybe a patient had wandered in from another room. But deep down, I knew all our current patients were accounted for. As I approached the bed, the temperature seemed to drop with each step. My phone's flashlight began to flicker. "I'm Nurse Sarah," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. "Can you tell me your name?" The figure shifted again. The blanket slipped slightly, revealing what looked like long gray hair. My phone's light stabilized, and I saw thin, pale fingers gripping the blanket's edge. "They said you'd come," whispered a voice that sounded like dry leaves scraping against concrete. "They said you'd help me, like you helped Margaret." My blood turned to ice. Margaret Chen, Mrs. Chen, had been my patient for months. She died holding my hand while I worked a double shift, refusing to leave her side. Who told you about Margaret?" I managed to ask. The figure slowly turned toward me. My phone's light caught its face, and I saw Mrs. Chen. But not the Mrs. Chen I'd known. This was something else. Something wearing her face like an ill-fitting mask. The eyes were all wrong, too deep, too dark, like endless wells. "She's here with us," it said in that horrible whisper. "They're all here. Waiting. Watching. The ones you couldn't save." My phone died. Complete darkness engulfed us. "We've been watching you, Sarah. Your kindness. Your dedication. How you sit with the dying, hold their hands, ease their passing." The voice was getting closer. "But what you don't know, what you never realized, is that every time you helped someone cross over, a little piece of you crossed with them. And now?" I felt cold fingers brush against my arm. "We have enough pieces to bring you over completely." I ran. I don't remember dropping my phone or leaving the room. I just remember running down the hall as overhead lights exploded behind me, the sound of multiple call lights blaring from every room I passed. When security arrived, room 437 was empty. No evidence anyone had been there. My phone was on the floor, completely functional despite having died earlier. I submitted my resignation the next day. But it doesn't matter. Every night since then, my phone lights up with unknown calls. And in my dreams I see them, all the patients I helped pass on, waiting in room 437, saving a space for me. The worst part? When I drive past the hospital now, I swear I can see a figure in room 437's window. It waves at me with those long pale fingers. And sometimes, just sometimes, I find myself wanting to wave back. Asterisk, they say nurses are angels of mercy, helping souls pass on to the other side. But no one ever asks where all those pieces of ourselves go, the ones we leave behind with every death we witness. Now I know. They've been collecting them, waiting, building a bridge to bring us over **. And sooner or later, they'll have enough pieces to complete the puzzle.